So I guess I have to repeat this. On the night that my right dominant femur was criminally broken, I went into Walmart on Stevens Creek Boulevard in San Jose, California to get some mini chicken burgers or whatever. And you can see here that Suwarna Kulkarni is the pharmacy manager at that particular Walmart. This gets really good, really fast. Tushar Montana, for sure, was a myredbook.com Republican felon site member. He was on that site, so therefore he's a myredbook.com Republican felon. Sworn of perjury, solicitor of perjury, perjure, stalker, solicitor of stalking, 422 PC, death threat maker, solicitor of murder, attempted murder, libel writer, solicitor of libel writing, slander, solicitor of libel writing, kickback receiver, kickback provider, briber, blackmailer, extortionist, etc. And you can see he was a director of product management at Walmart at one point, and then he mentions founded and led PM teams for Soul Machines, Teradata, Domo, eBay, and Walmart.com. Okay, and Tushar Montana used to live across the street from Target in Mountain View, California, 94040, in like this little gated apartment complex or condo complex, and he drove a black sports car, and the guy always wanted ecstasy, the drug. Here we have Sunil Kulkarni. Sunil Kulkarni appears to be a family member of myredbook.com, Republican, felon, etc., etc. Walmart pharmacy manager Suwarna Kulkarni. Sunil Kulkarni is a judge in Santa Clara County, and earlier when I first read his profile, it said he was a Republican. Now, all of a sudden, he's a Democrat. How interesting. You can never trust anything on the internet. And here's another article about this person that seems to be related to Suwarna Kulkarni, the Walmart pharmacy manager, where my right dominant femur was criminally broken. And here is the husband of myredbook.com, Republican, felon, etc., etc., Walmart pharmacy manager, Suwarna Kulkarni, Santosh Kulkarni, senior pro at Cadence Design Systems. Huh. So interesting. Because Mark Flomenhoft, the dad of somebody I thought was a good friend of mine, Kim Flomenhoft, founded Tangent Systems, which he then sold to Cadence Design Systems. And Mark Flomenhoft sat on boards with alleged myredbook.com, Republican, felon, etc., etc., Larry Sonsini of Wilson, Sonsini Goodrich Rosati. And I spent a good deal of time at both the homes of the Flomenhofts and the Sonsinis. You know, I knew Jill Flomenhoft, the older sister of Kim, who I thought Kim was a good friend of mine. I spent, you know, sometimes up to 4 days a week over at their house, at the Flomenhoft's house, before they moved off to North Carolina and came back to California and moved into a home in Los Gatos. That seemed to be featured in some magazine, if I recall correctly, their home in Los Gatos. I went to their summer rental home, or their summer home with them in Calaveras County, where the frog jumping contest takes place. Yeah, and I spent somewhere like, you know, a week to a month or 2 months at their property in Calaveras County, or their rental property in Calaveras County. I think it was actually their property because they were members of the country club there, and I spent some time at the country club with Kim and her stepbrother John. You know, Kim and I went to the Ziggy Marley concert together in San Francisco. I believe that was on a Thursday night. Then I went to visit her at Castanea All-Girls School in Palo Alto several times. Then at one point, Kim Flomenhoft, Michelle Knipe, and I went skiing together in Lake Tahoe. We stayed at this little bed and breakfast place. Kim and Michelle were not getting along at first, and I played peacekeeper, which was my role back then. Yeah, so I know the Flomenhofts, or knew the Flomenhofts pretty well, and, you know, I met Kim in 5th grade when she came in from wherever she came in from, and we went to Springer Elementary School together and Block Junior High School. I think Springer Elementary is 1120 Rose Avenue, Mountain View, California, 940-540, and Block Junior High School, I believe that's 94027. Anyway, so I knew them pretty well, and I didn't find out again until my 20s that Mark Flomenhoft sat on boards with Larry Sonsini. I went to speak to Mark Flomenhoft at their home in Los Gatos. We sat in the backyard with his wife, Linda Flomenhoft, and I think we spent about two hours talking in their backyard in Los Gatos. Yeah, and then my mom played tennis with Barbara Sonsini, who is a teacher at myredbook.com, Republican felonious, Cupertino High School, where myredbook.com, Republican, felon, etc., cannot be an attorney, moral turpitude, Alex Prasma was booted to after he was booted from myredbook.com, Republican, felonious, Mountain View High School, 3535 Truman Avenue, Mountain View, California, 94040. Yeah, so because my mom played tennis with Barbara Sonsini, I spent a good deal of time at the home of the Sonsinis in Los Altos Hills when they lived there. So there you go. Again, this is just repetition. I'm going to leave off here.